Hi guys, today I want to dive in and talk about the physical practice of grounding. Now, if you're not familiar with grounding, I'm not referring to like electrical currents and things like that. I'm referring to how you ground yourself energetically. And the purpose of grounding is to just calm yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so if you notice yourself really heightened, maybe you're anxious, you're nervous, or you're overwhelmed, grounding is a great tool and practice that you can utilize to bring yourself back to the here and the now. The truth is, when you're dealing with heavy emotions like anxiety or overwhelm, sometimes you can perseverate about all of the what ifs and get yourself stuck in that place, and it can be hard to come back to the now. So I'd love to share two different grounding practices that I like to do whenever I'm feeling those heavy emotions, and I especially love to do it as a coach when I'm getting ready to go into maybe a sales call or a session and I start to notice those nerves start to, show their little, rear their ugly head. I like to be able to use these techniques because they bring me back to myself and I show up more confidently than ever. The first grounding practice that is amazing is also known as earthing, but essentially it's where you walk outside barefoot and you allow the soles of your feet to touch the ground and you feel connected with the earth. And this is so powerful because it brings you back to the here and the now, and it just allows you to connect with who you are, and it almost takes away the concerns and the things that you're overthinking about in your head. And I love this practice, especially first thing in the morning. I don't go very far because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, but I'll just ground for 5 or 10 seconds and it definitely brings me back to reality and I start to feel really, really, really aligned. The second practice is my all-time favorite, and it works really well if maybe you're a germaphobe like me or you can't get in, outside and you're stuck indoors. This is great because you can literally use it wherever you're at, whenever you need it. So if you're in a work meeting and you need to ground yourself because you're dealing with a little bit, you can use it. If you're getting ready to jump on a client call, you can use it. Wherever you're at, you can come back to this grounding technique and it's powerful. Now, essentially with this grounding technique, there's two ways that you can use it, okay? And it's a counting grounding technique. So you can use it with colors or you can use it with senses, and I'll explain here. So if you're going to do this grounding technique and you're using senses, essentially what you're doing is you're tuning into what is happening in your reality. So you'll stop and you'll ask yourself, what are 5 things that I see around me? Right now I see a suitcase, I see the screen, I see my lovely sweater, I see my hair, I see my computer, I see my phone, right? So I'm counting down 4 things that I feel. I feel my pants, I feel the couch underneath me, I feel the cushion on my elbow, I feel the sweater on my skin, and I feel my hair coming down in front of me. Now we move on to 3 things that you hear. So 3 things that I hear. I hear a car around me, I hear myself talking, and I hear my dryer running, right? 2 things that I smell. I smell my Febreze as well as I smell the flowers that are sitting behind the screen. And then 1 thing that I taste. I taste the pineapple that I just ate before recording. But essentially, you don't have to say it out loud. You're just counting down and you're allowing yourself to get in touch with all of the things that are in the here and the now. Because when we're dealing with overwhelm, anxiety, or those kind of emotions, we can get stuck too far in the future or too far back in the past. And when you use this counting technique, it brings you and grounds you in the here and the now. The second way to utilize it is you can use the counting technique and count your colors. So what you'll do is you'll start at 10 and you'll say, okay, what are 10 things around me that are black? What are 9 things around me that are white? What are 8 things around me that are red? What are 7 things around me that are blue? 6 things around me that are green? 5 things that are around me are gold? 4 things that are around me that are purple? 3 things that are around me that are pink? 2 things that are around me that are yellow, and 1 thing around me that's silver, right? And you can use whatever colors you want. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to take a break of what you're thinking about, and you get to look around the room and engage and just be mindful. I think that's the most important piece of the grounding practice, is it allows you to be mindful. Mindfulness is literally one of the most powerful tools that we have access to. It's simple, it's easy, and the practice allows us to be able to regulate our emotions, decrease our stress and anxiety, and just allows us to focus on the things that ultimately matter. So when you're noticing that you're starting to get those heightened emotions, I challenge you to bring yourself back down and ground yourself using one of these tools. That's where the magic happens.